Hey, I'm Victor Margiotta. This is the Community Show. My guest is Dana Hysell, and we have so much to talk about, so I'm not going to try and say much. But I just want to thank Jim and Joe for the awesome job they do. I don't know if you saw the show with Joe Squilente. He photographs the Hudson River. He's been doing it for 50 years. But what a great job Jim and Joe did on the show. And Joe actually called me and thanked me 100 times on what a great job we did. And who but Dana introduced me to Joe. And it's funny that I already knew Joe from the restaurant. He comes to the Paradise. And it's funny, we live in a small world. But it's such a great feeling, too, being connected. This is what community is all about. And family is the cornerstone of the community, so I can't help but first say thank you for coming on.
Oh, my pleasure.
And I can't help but ask about how are your kids?
My kids are doing really well.
Excellent.
Yeah, it is amazing to me how grown up they are. My son is a junior now, and he got into the electrical program at BOCES, and he
All
just
right.
loves it. So it's really
Oh, that's
exciting to see him
fabulous.
come into that. And my daughter is still a softball powerhouse, playing on 2 teams, captain of one of them, and just
Oh,
loving life.
oh,
So
that's excellent.
yeah,
Yeah, that's good
such a
news.
proud mama.
All right. So what did you do for Thanksgiving?
For Thanksgiving, took the kids and went to my fiance's parents' house, my
Excellent.
future in-laws.
Nice.
They live pretty close. It's up in Newburgh, so it wasn't too far, and it
Right.
was just a really nice, quiet evening.
Yeah.
It was a really lovely holiday, lots of good food.
Awesome. We
Yeah.
had a quiet one too. My nephew, my sister Vicky's son, bought a house, so they're little community
Very
family.
exciting.
Yeah, so
Congrats. It's a big step.
it is. It's awesome, and they're expecting another baby. So Stephen and his beautiful wife are going to have another. This way, they can have a playmate for
Yay.
Aiden.
That's
You know,
nice.
so now I have 14 grandnieces and nephews. So it's a whole new list of names that I have to know. So if I
Start trucking them
forget your
away.
name, don't be mad at me. It's just, well, what were you saying? New knowledge in, old knowledge
Yes,
out, right?
seriously. I bring in so much. I'm like, wait, what did I lose? It's
Yeah,
hard to
I
retain
know. We
everything.
only have so much data we can,
Yeah,
like my
I
phone that's
try.
10 years old. It
You
only
know,
accepts so much data, and then they want to charge me for more.
well, and then
So.
you have to choose what to delete,
Yes.
and those
Oh,
are
I
hard
know.
choices.
Yeah. I got to download it somewhere.
You need to get a new phone, my friend.
I know. So I can't believe it's a year that you've been here
I
and we did that
know.
show.
It went by so fast.
Yeah. It goes by fast,
It
but
does.
give us an update, the ups and downs of
The ups and
the
downs.
year. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel so. One of my board members was here earlier today, and she said to me, really, the goal for your first year is survive. And look, I'm still here.
All
I'm still here a
right.
year later,
Excellent.
so winning.
Yeah.
Um, but no, it's been a really, really wonderful year. I feel like we've accomplished a lot here. I told you the first time we met, there's such a phenomenal staff here at the Field Library, and that continues to be true. We found some efficiencies and worked out some scheduling things, but I'm really happy with the place that we're in and just the things that we get to do for the community. So
Yes.
I'm excited to
Yes.
be now in my second year of
Yeah.
directorship.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. All the programs are still in effect. We've got the
Yeah.
programs for older people.
We've got programs for adults. We've got programs for teens. Actually, we did DIY ornament making just this afternoon. Had some hot
Right.
cocoa. Some of the girls came in after school, and I happened to be standing in the teen area, and they're signing in. I'm like, oh,
Right.
we're doing a program downstairs. They're like, what's happening? I'm like, oh, you can go make an ornament, have some hot chocolate. Immediately put down the pen, ran downstairs.
Cool.
So that was really great to see. And then, of course, we have all our programs for kids. December is a really big month for
Yes.
programming, all the holiday programming and arts and crafts and story times and our STEAM team, all sorts of fun things.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm on the mailing list, email.
yes.
So how can we get on that so we could see all these?
Yeah, so you can join our newsletter. First of all, when you come into the library and get your library card, we can sign you up for it. But also by going to our brand new redesigned website at thefieldlibrary.org. And right on every single page is, sign up for our e-newsletter. And you'll get that every month. There's a newsletter for the youth and the newsletter for the adults. and it always includes our calendar and also a link to the community newsletter. The city of Peekskill is been putting out a community newsletter, and the library always puts out our calendars and our fun programs that are happening in that monthly newsletter as well. So
That's big.
always trying to, make
Yes.
sure we're sharing information in every way that we can.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Like you said, it's a community,
It's
right?
a community, and everybody, has to get involved. Don't complain, get involved.
Get involved, yes.
So,
We actually have a page on our new website that's
okay.
called Get
All
Involved.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
so glad.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the show is all about. Don't complain about what's going on. Get involved. Here's someone that's going to help you get involved.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to come and volunteer, help out here.
I love it.
All right. So I found something that I don't want to open my mouth, but my house is very dusty too. So I have to constantly be on the lookout for, how am I going to clean this dust?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I think
All
that's
right.
a common problem.
Yes.
I feel like the minute you dust, it just comes and grows right behind you.
Unbelievable.
It's a constant source of aggravation.
Yeah. So I finally finished the whole book. I've been reading books here. I've been forcing myself, because I've told you that I'm not a big reader. But,
I know. I reserve judgment. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'll let it go.
So it was about a parish priest called Michael McGivney.
Yep.
From 1882, 83. So that struck a chord to me because I graduated high school in 83. So exactly 100 years from when I graduated high school.
Okay.
And he started the Knights of Columbus.
Yeah. Very
And,
cool.
Well, the tragedy of that time, though, people died at 30 years old of either tuberculosis or the common cold or pneumonia.
Yeah. Not the
because
same access to healthcare.
no, so we have to be grateful for our situation with healthcare.
Yeah.
Besides eating right, exercising, and getting sunshine and exercise.
Good old vitamin D.
Yes, and all those things that we know about that sometimes are hard to do, like for me, reading a book, but forcing myself and learning about history. Which
And
is
look how
very
much you
important.
enjoyed it.
I did.
Yeah.
But it does make a difference when the book is interesting. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
And there's another segue. The first book I took out was about how to teach kids to read.
Okay.
And it found out that if the stuff isn't interesting, which was my dilemma, then the kids find it difficult to read.
Yes.
Always.
You do. You have to find some way to relate to it. I also find that you have to be in the right frame of mind. I have definitely come across books that, depending on what's going on in my life at that current point in time, it can either be too heavy or on the opposite end, I find I'm completely relating to everything that's happening and the characters. And that makes a big difference in my level of enjoyment in it and my commitment to reading it.
Right.
We're all busy. We have a lot going on in our lives. But yeah, definitely subject matter is important and context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm glad you found a book that you enjoyed so much.
I loved it. I couldn't wait for it. But the other thing is the stupid phone, and it's addicting,
Yeah,
And it's,
I know.
I love Facebook only because my friends and family are on it. And, it's one way for me to keep in touch.
Absolutely. Especially, your family is not all right here where you can just drive down the street and see them. Same with mine. Mine's clear across the country. So it is nice to have a way to keep up with them. But I definitely am a firm believer in at least one phone-free night a week.
Yeah.
At least.
But, and I don't say, oh, look at these kids with these phones, because I'm guilty of it too. So I understand what the problem is. But we need to try to work in a couple of books. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
And they say books are, the gateway to the imagination, and
Absolutely.
and to learn new things and to keep your mind sharp.
Yeah.
Try to. So anyway, back to 1882.
Yeah.
When they had the Herald, the local paper that would inform people of what's going on.
Yeah.
And such is the case with the Peekskill Herald.
Yes.
And they're trying to keep us informed about what's going on at the Peekskill Library.
Yes.
Which an article just came out. And
It's a
That's
very
just
exciting
segue for
article. It
you.
was a very exciting article, and we were thrilled to, give that first exclusive to the Peekskill Herald. And we figured, what better way to share our big news with the community than through the local newspaper? So yes, we're taking the first steps towards getting a new building. Funny, you talk about reading a book from 1882. The library started in 1887,
All
so right
right.
around that same
Yeah,
time.
awesome.
And it started in a little old garage or barn, basically, with 5,000 books and a $10,000 stipend. And about 50 years later, it moved. And about 50 years after that, it moved here into this building, the
Wow.
neighborhood center.
Yeah.
And now we're about 50 years in, and we're looking towards this new location.
Okay.
And yeah, really, really exciting news. It's not a done deal as of yet. We still have to finalize getting the funding to build it. But when you think about what it really costs to build these days, and I mean,
Oh, I
look at
know.
the Ossining Public Library. They just went out for bond to do these renovations on this building that they just built 20 years ago. And it's necessary. Things are changing and evolving, but the way that we're able to partner with another nonprofit to bring back this amazing building in the heart of downtown.
Yeah,
It was the
I
old
know. I
Gnums.
was there
Yeah,
back in the
back
day.
in the day. I've heard everybody wants to talk about riding the
The
elevator. The
elevator, I
elevator
know. And they had a
operator.
woman that ran the.
I lived in a building in the city that had an elevator operator, and he used to let me try it out. It's harder than you think to get
Yeah,
right
back
on the
then.
floor.
Yeah, right.
but I get it. It's really fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, having this opportunity to revitalize this library and really revisit what it looks like to bring a city like this library services and programs, and I'm really excited to have this opportunity to make this move.
You know what it is too? People, they get used to things the way
Yeah,
they are,
of
and it's
course.
hard. Change is not always easy for people.
No.
And the sentimental value.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. But
Yeah.
I think the move sounds great, and it's
Yeah.
a beautiful building.
It's a gorgeous building from the 40s, the old workers' comp building, and we're keeping the integrity of the building. We're not taking down the building. Children's Village is committed to, keeping that architecture. It's a historically marked site. So that's a big thing. And we're we're mimicking the curve of the building inside for the mezzanine and for the children's room and the teen room, which will be housed underneath the mezzanine.
Okay.
And we're going to have all glass fronts to take advantage of all that beautiful natural light.
Yep.
The way things were set up here, yes, it's a large space, and there are windows around the street, but because of the way the stacks are laid out, you lose a lot of that natural light. So we're looking in this new space to really take advantage of that and to set everything up in a way that has the flexibility to change as time goes on and needs evolve.
Yes.
So that's what it's about.
Yeah, and you are going to have a public forum.
Yes.
So.
Yes. So we are, obviously, the announcement took people by surprise. It's not a thing until you announce it as a thing. And there was work going on behind the scenes to see if this was even a feasible option. And once we realized that, yes, this was something we wanted to pursue, that's when we made the announcement that this was, we were going to try to make this happen. But we realized that people have questions. We immediately started putting together sort of a frequently asked question and answer sheet. And we're going to be holding sort of a town hall open house here at the library. It'll be sometime in mid-January. We haven't set the date quite yet. But we'll be putting out that information in our newsletter in January, and then again, via social media and whatever. And we're going to be inviting anybody and everybody in to have their questions answered. We'll have all of the floor plans and renderings out for people to take a look at. I can take people through, the whole thought process and all of the different pieces. Answer those pressing questions like, where are we going to park?
I know. That's the big one. Peekskill, that's an issue. But
everywhere.
Yeah.
It's an issue now. I mean, we get a lot of complaints about the parking currently, so not much is going to change there. And, some of it is so outside of our control. that we don't control the parking. You know,
Yep.
it is what it is. And I do recognize that that is a very busy corner, but that's part of the beauty of the library being there on this very walkable part of downtown where people are out and about every day, taking advantage of the wonderful restaurants and the gallery spaces and all of the different businesses that exist. We want to be part of that vital scene in
Yes.
Peekskill.
Right.
And it's not any further from the parking lot than we are right here and now.
So one of the questions was the archives. Me
Yes.
personally, I don't know what the archives are.
Okay, well, next time you come to visit,
All right.
I'll bring you down to the archives and you
Okay.
can take a look at our collection. So the archives is downstairs on the lower level of this building, always has been, the Colin T. Naylor Archives. And it is where we house a collection of newspapers and maps and photographs and documents. I mean, you know, we have old minutes of the board of the library. We have old yearbooks from the schools here in Peekskill. We have lots of really interesting things down there. The majority of the collection obviously pertains to the history of Peekskill. And we have a local history librarian, and you can make an appointment and go down there and search through, do research. She does genealogy searches, and we've been digitizing all of the local papers, the Evening Star. So we have a great selection of materials for people to research. And that will, of course, be featured heavily in the new building. We're actually expanding the archive space a little bit and making sure that it's properly filtered and maintained. You know, we've had a few issues with mold and with water, and we have to be really careful with a collection like the one housed in the archives. These documents are in many cases hundreds of years old. So we're making sure all of the proper filtrations are in place, and there will be a beautiful meeting room with a large table to pull the research and to meet with the local history librarian.
That's so cool.
So it's very important to us. So it will, of course, exist and move with us, and we'll be very carefully packing and preserving everything when we move. Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's ease our minds and rest assured that things are being thought through.
Absolutely.
This isn't like something.
This is not a, willy-nilly kind of a thing. This is very well thought through. And, we're up in our gallery currently. You can see the beautiful exhibit on display this month. And the gallery will be even better featured in the new building because right now, for those of you who have never visited the library or haven't been here in a while, the gallery currently is located upstairs in the adult side of the library on the mezzanine all the way in the back corner of the stacks.
Yes.
So if you don't know it's there, it's pretty hidden away. So when we move, it'll be located in that main lobby area with all the beautiful windows, and you'll be able to see the artwork from the street, which will be amazing when, PAA does their Open Studios tour. We'll be right there on display.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah. And this is artwork from the PAA, from a bunch of members of the PAA. So very important, the Peekskill Arts Alliance, just in case you don't know what PAA is.
Okay, good.
But I
now,
know
the
you
month
do.
before, you had your own staff had artwork.
Yes, in
Now, I was
October.
supposed to mention that on the last show, but I didn't get a chance.
Yes.
But tell us who put their artwork out.
Yeah, it was amazing. So we had a last minute cancellation from the artist that we had booked. And we have a wonderful gallery coordinator here that's been with the library for years. And she is a local artist herself.
Awesome.
And so when she came and said, hey, what should we do? I was like, we could put your artwork up. And years ago, we'd had a staff show, and one of our tech services crew is a beautiful photographer. She photographs when she walks her dog, and it's nature, and has gorgeous photographs. And she'd shared this lovely memory in one of our staff meetings about how touched she was to have been included in one of our art exhibits. So I said to Barbara, I was like, okay, we can have your artwork, we can have Kathy's photographs, we can, and Jose does drawings. I'm like, let's put a staff show together. Yeah. We had featured some of our staff art in our display case in the lobby. It was like Lego flowers and things, and we have people who do fiber arts and knitting projects. So yeah, anytime we can go as local as our very own staff. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, we have a phenomenal staff here. We take great pride in them, and we want to showcase all of their talents,
Yes.
not just how great they are with every patron that walks in the door, but the things they do as just people in their lives.
Well, it really is important that we express ourselves and to, dig deep and do things like art,
Yes.
And
Not everybody has that talent, but those that do, I want to shout it out for them.
yes, and want to share,
Yes.
And that's what this place is all about. Opening up your mind, do these things. Art is so important.
Yeah,
It
and it
really-
brings a community together.
Yes.
We had an opening reception for them, and it was so sweet. They were so excited to have people come to see them as artists. It's great.
That is great.
It's really great. Yeah.
So a local note that I saw, the Hendrik Hudson Symphony, the directors wound up getting together with the ones in Yorktown and Croton, and they had a 3 high school symphony.
Beautiful.
Where they got like the best of the best, and they had one at Yorktown High School, November 22nd, which I missed
very
because I
nice.
didn't see it until after. But what a great idea to pull these groups together.
Absolutely.
You know?
We're actually having the New York Dulcimer Orchestra here.
Okay.
Obviously, in our current space, we don't have a program room large enough to do that ourselves. But luckily, our partner in the building, the Nutrition Center, is allowing us the use of the bigger room there.
Excellent.
And we're bringing in the New York Dulcimer
Wow.
Orchestra for a program in the start of the new year.
Okay, what's the date?
I don't have the date
All right.
offhand.
But it will be on the newsletter.
It will be on the newsletter.
So
I'll make sure
get
to get it
involved,
to you.
Okay.
But yeah, we've been thinking about those kinds of programs, and it's hard here. We don't have the room for it.
yeah.
We will in the new space.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I got to go back to this book I read. I'm all excited that I read a book.
I know. I love it. I love it.
So they had a mortgage, the church, St. Mary's, back in 1882.
Yep.
That they had to raise money to pay their mortgage.
I'm sure it seemed like a fortune at the time.
I'm sure. So they would put on plays, and in order to get enough people to come, they had to rent the hall, like the Paramount in Peekskill.
Yep.
And they rented the hall, but they filled it up, and they were able to make money.
Amazing.
But that's another thing, putting on a play, showing your talents.
Yeah.
The arts are so important.
Absolutely.
It's so key.
Yes, I agree. And I definitely would love to expand upon some of those programs that we do here. We are looking at some different ideas for those kind of programs in the new year. We know the things that currently work, and we're interested to hear about some of the things that people want. We're about to launch our new strategic plan. Every 5 years, the library takes a look at their strategic plan and does a revisit, and we are due for one.
Okay.
And it's an opportunity for us to hear from the community about, what do you take advantage of at the library? What would you maybe love to see happen? And no promises, because, we can't do everything.
Yeah.
I wish that we could.
Yeah.
But the more informed we are, the more people are talking to us about what they're looking for, the more we can try to find that and bring it to them. So absolutely. And in the new building, we plan to build a STEAM lab. And, a lot of people, the previous grant was marked for a STEM lab. I always call it a STEAM lab. I think it's so important to include the arts in the STEM. So for me, it's STEAM. It'll be a STEAM lab. And we will be focusing not just on computers and technology, but on that arts side of things. We have our fiber arts knitting group. We have cooking things now that we've been doing that's been going really well. So we really want to run the gamut of STEAM programming. We're also going to have a movie theater, which could have like a stage that maybe we could do small plays. I think that would be really
That'd be
fun.
neat.
Yeah,
For
I'm
sure.
all for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't very good.
I don't know if I believe
Well,
that.
when we used to do plays at St. Pat's
Yeah.
back in 1972, I wasn't good with my lines. So fast forward, they had a CCD program over the summer, and they allowed them to read the lines, and it went so much smoother because people didn't, worry about
The
remembering the
pressure
line.
of
Yeah,
memory.
and they were able to express themselves better.
Yeah.
So having a little cheat sheet once in a while
Yeah.
isn't bad, but and it was funny because I got yelled at after the after the play for not remembering my line. But
Oh no!
I know.
Well,
I
that
said,
doesn't
"Give me
leave a
those
good
no,
impression.
yeah, give me those no line parts."
Well, I remember when my daughter did a play back in intermediate school, which is 4th and 5th grade. They chopped it up into like small parts and pieces so that everyone had just a couple of lines to memorize, and then it like moved to the next person. And I think it's a good first introduction to it. Some people have better memories than others, and I'm telling you, these days it feels like it just goes in and just something else goes out.
It's crazy. So we're in the holiday season.
Yes.
We're trying to get people not to stress out too much. I wish Christmas was more like Thanksgiving, where you just show up and eat. And,
I think it can be.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
But so don't stress out about the holidays. Just take it as it comes. Just be present. Put a smile on your face.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe come
key.
do a program. We relaunched our book club, so maybe come join the book
Right.
club. Have a nice
That's-
conversation, a cup of coffee, hot
Yep.
chocolate.
I know you're very busy, but are you reading anything right now?
Yeah, I'm always reading
That's
something.
awesome. I wish I was you.
But then we wouldn't have you.
I know.
I'm always reading something. And actually, I have this wonderful book club. It's very small. There's only 3 of us, but
Awesome.
we've been together for years and years. And we just met last week and picked our new round of books. We always pick about a half a dozen books at a time. We, vary the genres so that we get a little bit of everything. But we had recently read an article about, I think it was like the dozen books that kept coming back to you. And for me, that's always a factor. And there were 3 books, maybe it was 15 books, but there were 3 books on the list that we hadn't read. So we were like, we need to read these books. So I'm currently reading one of those. It's an older book, and I guess I missed it when it was all the rage, but it's called Animal Vegetable Miracle. It's by Barbara Kingsolver, who wrote Demon Copperhead, which was a gorgeous, although very troubling to read subject matter book. And so it's about her and her family's experience living off what they could grow on their land for a full year.
Ooh,
And
I
it
love
talks
that.
about all of the costs associated with food, and especially in America, and all of the different chemicals and processing that goes into them, and the caloric intake of like just the need to get things from California to clear across the country and all of that. And I mean, it's things that but it really brings them to the forefront.
Yeah.
And generally speaking, I'm more of a fiction person, but
This is good stuff.
it is. And especially because it's their firsthand experience, and it's very sweet. Their daughter breaks in and does these little pieces about like meal planning and having to come around to like, I don't like that, but now that's your only choice. Like
right.
spinach it is, better
There
come
you
around
go.
to it. So yeah, it's very, very interesting.
Good.
Yeah. Definitely
right.
food for thought.
Excellent food for thought. And, get involved. Come to the library. If you want to put your opinion, you're welcome to when we get the forum going.
Always open to it.
That's it. Thanks for watching. I'm Victor Margiotta. This is the Community Show. We're going to wish everybody a very blessed holiday season.